The Kevin Spacey trial raises a number of issues which I think are worth looking at. And some of these comments that have been dropped under the videos are also worth mentioning. Dorset Big Cat says, oh, you never leave us bored, thank you. Charlie Macmillan 1066 says, you seem to love censorship. Well, I don't at all. I don't quite know where you get that idea. And similarly, I don't quite know where somebody else, I can't see them now, suggests that I've changed my mind about Farage, and can I also be wrong about Suella Braverman? I don't think I've changed my mind about Farage. I think I've been very clear. I don't agree with a lot of what Farage says and does. I disapproved intensely of him dismissing a racist comment as just a joke and not getting not dealing with that in a correct way. It was made by a man called Coburn up in Scotland, and it was made about the person who is now the First Minister, Humza Yousaf. But it doesn't matter who it's made about. I think a racist comment is a racist comment, whether it's done casually or whether it's done so obviously. It's still racist, and Mr. Farage was wrong. And Farage has a background, apparently, of when he was much younger, endorsing racism in a much more direct way. I understand absolutely that he doesn't, that isn't his position now, but I think this lack of clarity in 2015 was a mistake. And it hangs over my attitude to Mr. Farage. When it comes to Farage's attitude to banking, I think he's absolutely right. And I thought he was absolutely right from the beginning, so I don't understand why anybody should think that I've changed my mind. I think it's perfectly right to change your mind. If the facts change, you change your mind. John Maynard Keynes. But in this case, I don't think the facts have changed greatly. Banks continue to be abusive, and Farage has the personality, the charisma, and the standing to be able to identify this and to raise an issue that's affecting a lot of people at the moment. So I hope it's a campaign that takes off, and I hope banks sit up and listen to somebody who has been vilified unreasonably by an organisation which is simply there to serve. Banks need to get back into the position of service and get off their high horses and get off that arrogant position that they've assumed, and that to a certain extent they've been granted by our government and others. Ryle O'Brien says, I'm waiting for Farage to apologise to the nation. I don't see any reason why he should for this. I think he is entirely responsible for Brexit. So if that's what you mean, that's what you should say. And as for the business of allegations, well, yes, there's plenty of them. And when it comes to Kevin Spacey, plenty of allegations. But he has been found not guilty, and I think that's something to celebrate. And 9 charges have all been dismissed. It doesn't mean, of course, that the people who were making the allegations were not hurt in some way. Maybe they misunderstood what had happened, and they have suffered greatly as well. And that is something worth considering. Simply because somebody is not guilty of an offence doesn't mean that somebody else did not perceive that offence taking place or that offence being done to them. And people's perceptions differ. And so I hope I hope the system is ready to help these 4 individuals rather than to pillory them. And it's a great blessing that we have the principle of anonymity. I don't think there should be some sort of witch hunt, and equally the smoke without fire issue is sometimes an expression which is overdone. So I think today we should simply celebrate the triumph of justice, and and the liberation of somebody who has been stuck for 6 years because of allegations which have not proven to be what was thought. There are many reasons why that might be the case. Maybe people were lying, maybe people were drunk, maybe people were misunderstood. But focus on the positives.